Welcome back to the Magic Hours. I am Zoe Flowers. I am a natural psychic, channel, and tarot reader. And this message is all about what doors the new moon is closing. Now, this was kind of interesting for me because new moons are naturally about setting intentions and bringing new things in. But Spirit was like, nope, want to talk about what doors are closing. And I was like, but Spirit, I want to talk about what doors are opening. And they were like, nope, we're talking about what doors are closing. And I was like, but Spirit, I don't think this makes sense. And they were like, nope, this is what we want to talk about. So this is what we're talking about. So if you've never done a pick a card reading before, basically you pick the deck that resonates with you the most. Goodbye, cat. My cat just jumped off the thing. And that's your reading. Now, you might be drawn to more than one deck. That is perfectly okay. I know that happens to me a lot when I look at other people's pick cards. So, we've got pile number 1, which is the bird. Pile number 2, which is the dice. And pile number 3, which is the lock. So maybe just take a minute. Take a deep breath in, exhale out, and just see which deck resonates with you the most. Pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so if you pick the bird, you are in the right place because this is pile number 1. So the other thing I wanted to mention was this other charm fell out, which is, I believe, the tree of life. And this is typically a sign of as above, so below. And I just feel like that is the theme for the entire reading, regardless of which pile you picked. But anyway, let's get into pile 1. Okay, pile 1. So what doors are the new moon closing for you? Okay, so we have being dumbfounded. So to me, this feels like being sort of confused about things that are going on. So shocked, surprised, awe. Or having no words at all. So if something has happened where you feel like you don't have words for, or the word I'm hearing is actually confusion or a lack of clarity, this is the door that the new moon is, one of the doors that the new moon is closing for you, is a lack of clarity. What else do we have? Oh, that's interesting. So we also have the 4 of Cups. And so the 4 of Cups has to do with a sense of indifference, a sense of apathy. And so that's interesting because sometimes when we're shocked by things, we just cannot believe, there are no words. And then we go into a sense of almost being numb. So we go from being dumbfounded to being like, you know what, I'm going to just check out because I don't even know how to handle this. Especially with cups, it's like cups are about emotions. And so it's like, I don't know what to feel. So I'm going to just say nothing, basically. Wow, y'all. So we have vulnerability in reverse. What the heck was I just saying? What the heck was I just saying? So if you have shut off your feelings in some way, if you've been hurt and you've shut down, this is vulnerability in reverse. If you've shut down, vulnerability is coming back into your life. Colorless agent also in reverse. Yes. And this is the number 10. And so we would, of course, reduce that to a number 1 in numerology, which is all about new beginnings, new moon, new beginnings. So again, this colorless angel, I think I said agent, which is crazy. Colorless angel. So again, this just all goes very much in the same vibe with me of like life having no color, things just not making sense, you being an angel. But it's like, what good is being an angel if you're like colorless, if you're like drab? Like this does not look like a happy angel at all. But this door is being closed. Okay, so we are more alike than I admit, and I love myself enough to walk away. So to me, this feels like, again, closing the door. We are more alike than we admit. Okay, so first of all, to me, this is a sense of revelation. So again, if we were confused about something, if we shut ourselves off in some way, perhaps this new moon will provide you with, again, a sense of clarity where it's like, oh, I see myself in you. Oh, I see that reflection. Yikes. And even though, so this new moon might also propel you to go in a different direction where it's like, oh, I see how we're mirroring each other and I don't like this reflection. So I'm actually going to walk away from it because I'm just feeling numb in this situation. I have shut my feelings off. Things don't have as much color or as much excitement as they used to. So I'm going to just walk away. Oops. Why does that hummingbird keep wanting to show up? Have courage in reverse. So again, just having a sense of a lack. If you've again had a lack of courage, this new moon closing that door. And maybe this reading, if you've been going back and forth, you've been looking for signs, here's your sign, okay, to move forward. What's coming to a close? So the hummingbird is really about like going from thing to thing, going from person to person, basically flitting around. This is coming to a close. My God, today I literally opened right up to it. That is wild. But what's so crazy is this is a totally different deck. This is crazy. Okay, I'm not even gonna read from the animal book because this is the deck. This is the right deck. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God. So it says, Hummingbird invites you to embark on an epic quest. Bypass the dung pile of old pain and hurt. Head for the flowers and learn to trust the calling you hear so softly. The buzzing you feel, and first of all, I never even used this deck, first of all. The buzzing you feel is the sound of your hummingbird wings preparing you to say yes to a new adventure. This is not the time to linger on what has gone wrong. That's all I'm going to read because I am dumbfounded that wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, but that's the message. I just want to see what the actual correct but yeah, just flitting around. But what I feel like when I say flitting around is because in the original deck it has to do with lots of energy, and I feel like this is spinning your wheels. That's what I feel like. Just like that's what I mean when I say flitting around, going from thing to thing, place to place, looking for something. Okay? But we already got the message. And then the second one, excuse me, is the elk in reverse. So this is stable, resilient, headstrong when it's pretentious, high, and mighty. So the door that's closing is closing on this energy of being high and mighty and pretentious. Not saying that's you, but from the looks of this, this has to do more with a person, place, or thing. This also is related to the father. So if there's something here with the father, perhaps you've gone no contact with a father figure. It's like, ooh, maybe look at the ways that you two have that you two are alike and start to shift that. What else is this new moon closing? Architect of the Unseen. Another card that I have know nothing about. So what is interesting to me, though, is that it's card number 13, and in numerology, we would bring that to a number 4, one of my favorite numbers, for those of you who know, because it's all about foundation, the foundation of almost everything, and it also has to do with being logical and practical and earthy. And so this is a card that's saying there's more to this world than meets the eye. Upon this point, all mystics agree. When careful study and devoted practice, it's possible for mortal beings to learn to move the invisible mechanisms behind the universe, to bend and shape their own fates. So this says, what do I wish for? What would I do with it if I got it? So again, I just feel like a clarity is coming into play here, because this card has to do with things going on behind the scenes that you don't really know about. Oh my God. And remember I talked about the father, and we've got this house here, which almost feels like a dollhouse to me. But because, okay, hear me out. So because we have the number 4, which has to do with our foundation, to me, our foundation is in our childhood. Okay, you see where I'm going? So if there were things that happened in the home that caused you to shut down, to hide yourself, all of those things, to not give you the words of things, this new moon is closing that door. Now for more cards that I never, ever use. I have no idea what they're about. Okay. Card number 19. From the Santa Muerta Oracle. What is this new moon? What door is this new moon? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Okay. This has to do with memory. Damn. Y'all, this is so cool. So first of all, 1 + 9 is 10. We already know that. In numerology, we would reduce that again to a 1. And so that would be new beginnings. So it's super interesting that this figure has no head. And here is the head. And here is the shovel. Damn. So this new moon is going to help you to excavate, because when I see that shovel, dig up old memories and old things that are holding you back. So you are going to start to address some of these long-standing ideas. And I love that for y'all. Okay, then we have the number 6, same deck as you can see. And this has to do with order. Okay, and this was in reverse. This card represents the basic impulse with which all things are organized, and organized according to determined principles and structures. Learn to organize your ideas, but also have the courage to abandon them, not to remain trapped in them. Well, the fact that this was in reverse for me means that this needs to happen, and this was already, it's kind of like the death card to me. When I see a card that's in reverse, it is stagnant energy that needs to be released, okay? So there is definitely a need to abandon, again, these outdated ideas, and apparently the new moon is going to help with that. And then we also have card number 23, which we would bring down to a 5. 5 in numerology is all about freedom, but let's see what this deck says card number 23 is. Why do I have so many decks that I've never used? Because I have over 150 decks at this point, and I'm actually selling lots of my decks. Okay, so this has to do with being unconscious. And so it says, trust your intuition, even if this seems counter to reason and rationality. So this is in reverse. So obviously, again, there is a need to trust your intuition, to, again, dig up these memories. And so the new moon is going to give you what you need to get yourself, and it's almost like this person is drowning, right? I can't tell if this is water or if this is like a bed. I think it might be a bed because this looks like a pillow. This reminds me of Hathor here. And of course, Hathor is also about power. So your intuition being a gateway. So a lack of using your intuition is one of the doors that the new moon is closing. Now, This is the one that threw me off when I first started shuffling because it came right side up. And I was like, how the heck is this about what doors are closing? But what I feel like is no, it's like once all of these doors are closed, then this is the door that's going to be open. The 10 of Cups. Clearing all this gunk out so that you can get to a place of happy family, because that's literally what it's about. It's like the end of this cycle, because 10s are all about the end of cycles. So the end of this cycle and the beginning of a brand new cycle. So if you were to do a ritual about the new moon, it could be setting an intention to get to this 10 of Cups energy. A place where, because cups have to do with emotions, a place where you're not alone, you don't feel alone, you don't feel isolated, and you are supported. And look how we go from the 4 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. This is where we start and this is where we end up. And you can work with this new moon energy for 6 months. So as you set your intentions, you can set your intentions to do this work over the next 6 months. Okay. All right. That's what I have for you. I hope that it resonates, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, so if you picked the dice with number 4 on it, again, one of my favorite numbers because it's all about the foundation of everything, the 4 elements, the 4 directions, etc., etc. This is your pile 2. Now, at the beginning of the reading, this charm fell out as well, and this charm represents the tree of life to me, the as above, so below energy. So I'm just using that to crown the whole theme of the reading. Okay, it's like as above, so below. Whatever is happening above is happening on earth as well. All right. So what doors are the new moon closing? So we have a sense of being paralyzed, not being able to move forward. If you are stuck, you are paralyzed either because of like fear of things happening in the world or things that have happened to you personally. The new moon is going to be closing a door on that energy. Well, hello. So this is super interesting. So the world card can mean lots and lots of things. And so for me here, this has to do with cycles, because the world card can also, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune can, no, it is the world card. I'm bugging because the world card can mean that you literally feel like you have the world on your shoulders. And I feel like that can obviously be very paralyzing. That's coming to an end. That door is closing, I should say. Wow. And what's coming from that is we have a celebration here with the 3 of Pentacles. So this feeling of being paralyzed, again, is really closing and opening you up to the world, to a place of celebration. So if you have been isolated, feeling like you haven't found your people, that's what I feel like, that door is going to be closing and you're going to start to see your folks show up. I love that. Again, if you've had ideas and things like that that have just not been able to get off the ground, we do have blossom here. If there are things you've been wanting to move forward, or you just feel like you haven't been blossoming, like maybe you've been wanting to do a makeover, change your hair, change whatever, this new moon is like, yeah, go ahead. Do what's going to make you shine, boo. We got anger and chains in reverse. So again, if you have felt angry because, again, you've been paralyzed, angered, and feeling like you literally have been chained, it's coming to an end. Is that confirmation or what? Oh my God. Okay. What other doors is the new moon closing? So we have Argathans, manifesting multidimensional perception, attunement, but this was in reverse, so I'm gonna have to see what the heck it means when it's in reverse. Okay, so if you've had any kind of illness, if you've been focusing too much on like surface symptoms and there's not a reason why, like any core reasons, that's coming to an end. It also says surface understanding, weak ethereal light body, disconnected from the emotional body, getting bad advice. All of these things are coming to an end. And it's super interesting that it's sitting right under the world card. Because again, what I was getting was like feeling like the world is on your shoulders, because the world card can mean that too. And that can definitely deplete the body. right? The weak ethereal body. So to me, that's maybe you could get some Reiki or even do some Tai Chi, things that are going to strengthen your connection to your spiritual body. I think it's going to be very helpful for you. And we can work with this new moon energy and the full moon energy for a 6-month period. So maybe, again, this foundation, right? The foundation of everything. Working on your body over these next 6 months could be very helpful. Oh my gosh, y'all. How many bells are going to ring? It's like, how many signs, how many confirmations do y'all need? That is so crazy. Okay, so this is interesting. If you haven't been trusting people because of this anger and this being in chains, look at that sitting right under closing the door on not being able to trust people, but more importantly, closing the door on people you don't trust being in your life. And perhaps you need to make a declaration. So I made a declaration late last year of the people that I wanted around me. I made a very clear declaration to the universe that said, if people aren't for me, like if they're not for me, if they don't love me, if they don't want the best for me, take them out of my life peacefully. And when I tell you, is some folks that have not been checking in, okay? So that's all I'm gonna say on that. What doors is the new moon closing? So we have nature spirits in reverse. And so, so for me, this means spending time in nature. To me, this 100% means if you've been isolated, if you've been staying in the house, if you've been afraid to connect with the spiritual world, with the natural world, this new moon is beckoning you to not do that no more. Okay? We have the cosmic egg. This is one of the most powerful cards in this particular deck, this animal spirit deck. It has to do with harmony, completion, and being the infinite within the finite. And so it is all about the unfolding of a cosmic consciousness, a connection to all things, shedding old skin. So if you again have been holding on to things, this is the time to shed the version of yourself with this, even with this world card, the version of yourself that you've been showing to the world. Yeah. And doing something new. Wow. What was I saying? What the heck was I saying when I said shedding the old self and being somebody new? Returning to abundant shores. So maybe you've never experienced abundance, and this will be like a not return, but like an embarking on abundant shores, right? So if you've been locked out of abundance, this new moon, again, especially since kind of have to go through Saturn when you're manifesting, because even if it's looked at as a malefic planet, a planet of limitation, it also does work very heavily with manifestation and with bringing you things, okay? Saturn can be kind of hard on you. If you do the things that Saturn tells you to do, if you follow Saturn's instruction, and I'm speaking as somebody who has a Capricorn ascendant, okay? So that is my rising sign. And I also have Aquarius in my second house, which is also a Capricorn Saturn ruled sign. So I got Saturn in my first house and I got Saturn ruling my second house, okay? So I know a little bit of something about lack, limitation, and all of those things. So I kind of just learned to do what Saturn tells me to do, and you're always rewarded. And it is card number 27. So in numerology, we would bring that to a 9, of course. And 9 has to do with the end of cycles, completion. It also has to do with humanity as a whole. So as does this card. So again, it's like shedding that old version of yourself, starting to see yourself as a person who is abundant, who is a super attractor, who is a super conductor of energy. Okay. This one I'm going to have to read because I don't know what this one means. Twilight Nocturne, card number 16. But I do know that it is number 7 in numerology, and that has to do with wisdom, being wise, being a sage seeker, so somebody that other people actually come to and look to for advice. And it also has to do with spiritual and physical health. But let's see what this has to do with in this deck. No matter how good or spiritual or hardworking we are, we will experience pain and loss in life. In an attempt to hide our hearts away from the truth of this heartbreak, we deny and rage against it. Wow, y'all. And then the question here is, how can I make peace with this loss? What lesson have I learned from this disappointment? And here we are again with this. You know what I feel? I feel like maybe you haven't taken into account just how powerful, how powerful your anger, the chains are on like your physical health, on your ability to manifest, which is, I think, is why I was talking about Saturn so hard. I be channeling, so I don't really be, you know what I'm saying? I don't really be knowing why I'm saying what I'm saying until something else comes along. And so I feel like this feeling paralyzed, I'm not sure if you really understand the negative impact, you know, just if we think about cortisol levels alone, right? If we're like heavily stressed and the body is constantly into fight, flight, or freeze mode, there is something called cortisol, which rushes into our body when we are highly stressed. And that can cause weight gain and just all of these other kinds of things. And so again, the more that you can lean into the space of trust, the more that you can believe that you will attract the right people into your life, the more that you choose to blossom and do the things that will make you happy, the more that you can spend time in nature, you will be able to deal with this loss, okay? Whatever this loss is. Card number 20, another deck that I do not use, which is why I'm going to have to read from the book, okay? But we do know that we would reduce this to a number 2, and 2 is all about harmony. It's all about cooperation and partnership. That is in reverse. Let's see what door this is. Okay, I see. So this has to do with being social, starting collaborations with people you trust. So that is interesting. Interesting. People you trust. People you trust in reverse. So the new moon, me, Zoe Flowers, is asking you to really look at your relationship between yourself and trust here, okay? Because this lack of trust, again, this new moon is giving you the opportunity to close the door on mistrust. Holy crap. Different deck, same damn card. Are you serious right now? Wow. I don't even know what to say, so I'm going to just put that there. And then the Emperor in reverse. So this, again, has to do with the father. I don't know if I talked about that. Oh, I did. I talked about Saturn and being so harsh. And so this harshness that this, you know, this emperor is ruled by the sign of Aries, first of all. That's less important than what the emperor does. Emperors defend their land. Emperors feel like they have to defend. So that means being on the defensive. Things not going your way in the world, because again, this has to do with like cycles. This is coming to an end. These doors are closing. Your world being turned upside down, or your perception of your world being turned upside down, or your actual experience of your world being turned upside down has put you in a defensive mode. That is coming to an end. That is coming to an end. And so all of these things, right, that the new moon energy is closing for you. But of course, we have to do work as well, which I talked about with Saturn. And so your work and the sort of reward of these doors closing is this opening of duality. Understanding that more than one thing can be true at once. Okay? That is the gift that I'm seeing. Once these doors are closed, You'll be able to see the duality in all things. So that means seeing things from a different perspective. And then we'll talk about what doors are opening in another video. Okay? But that's what I have for you. Please let me know if this resonates. Even let me know if it doesn't. And I'll see you on the I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so if you pick the lock, you are pile number 3. So one of the things that I noticed was that this charm, which looks to me like the Tree of Life, also fell out when I first was pulling out these signifiers for each deck. And so I felt like that the Tree of Life, which has to do with as above, so below, what happens above manifests down here on earth, is the theme for this whole overall reading. Okay? But let's get into what doors this new moon are closing for you, pile number 3. We have irritation. There comes a time when standing up and being counted may not necessarily resolve the issue, but it sure feels good when you're finally heard. So if you've been irritated or you've felt unheard, this new moon is closing that door. And it could be closing that door because you have decided to speak up for yourself. Holy crap. And look at this. We got the Justice card in reverse. So if you have not been having the justice that you feel you deserve, we call this the Sword of Truth. That's coming to an end, y'all. And this particular card is associated with the sign of Libra that has to do with balance. So there, again, some balance, some justice is going to be coming into your life. We've got perseverance here in reverse. Another Venus ruled card, because this very much reminds me of Taurus energy. And Taurus is also associated with the planet of Venus. Libra and Taurus are both Venus ruled signs. And so again, this divine justice seems to be coming your way. If you feel like, oh my God, I've been going so long, I've persevered, I've done all the things that I want to do. Why am I not seeing the justice? This also reminds me of Hathor. Why am I not feeling powerful? Why am I not feeling that way? This is coming to an end. This is coming to an end. This energy. The child I was meant to be. And this could be because you've had some inner child wounding. I'm hearing gaslighting parents. I've been thinking a lot about when your parents are your actual ops, and like how weird it is to have children to just like be jealous of them. And so if that's something that you've experienced, pile number 3, like, why couldn't you be like your sister? Why couldn't you be like your cousin? Like this comparison when you were too young to speak up for yourself, too young to be heard. Oh, this is about to come to an end. And it could be, again, because you're deciding to speak up for yourself or go no contact. Oh, shit. What did I say about going no contact? What did I say? I wish you well, but I'm out. I don't have to take this abuse anymore. I don't have to take this gaslighting. Literally, I've had enough and I'm out. I'm tired of trying to persevere through your nonsense, tiptoeing around you. Yeah, if you're in any kind of abusive type relationship, again, I just hear gaslighting. This new moon, for whatever reason, is going to push you to be like, yeah, no, I was a perfect child. There literally was nothing wrong with me. Guess what? It was you, not me. Which is so powerful. And so we have be an open channel in reverse. Mediumship, ancestors, spirits. Now this is interesting because it was in reverse. So if you've been closed off spiritually, not being able to connect to the spirit world, not being able to really feel your ancestors, this also is coming to an end. And so if you want to be more spiritually connected, this is the new moon to set that intention. And that's all I'm going to say on that. We've got the mouse in reverse. Y'all already know what it's given. Y'all already know. If you've been acting like a mouse, if you've been acting scary and this and that, it's like no more. I'm finna be connected to my spirits. I'm finna get my divine justice. And it's about to be a wrap. I wish all of y'all well, but I'm on a whole new life journey. My God, today. Y'all see this? First of all, it's the number 10. So you know we do numerology over here, right? So we're going to reduce that right to a 1. And what does that have to do with? New beginnings and being independent. Listen, this pile, and I have a North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, right? And I'm a Libra sun. Okay. So, so this is giving very much, especially since we got this Libra card here. The thing about the South Node are the gifts and the talents that we came into this life with, but they are also the coping mechanisms and the ways of being that we lean on too much. The South Node can be like the rear view mirror. The North Node is where we're going. It's our destiny. And this whole pile is giving me North Node in Aries energy. You moving forward. You not taking any more BS. Because Libras can, we can be people pleasers. We can overgive. We can do all those things. And it's not appreciated. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Oh my God. My God. This is giving me so much Aries North Node energy. Especially since, the first house is associated with the sign of Aries. Not in traditional astrology, which is what I follow, traditional astrology, but modern astrologers do associate Aries with the first house. And it says divine alignment. First of all, you deserve to be here. This is giving me also repairing the root chakra vibes. You deserve to be here. You are on divine assignment. We all have a divine assignment. Some of us just don't all reach our assignment because we stay in situations that don't fit us. This new moon is going to be so powerful if you attune to it, that it's going to show you that you are divinely aligned, that you not only deserve to be here, but you have a job to do on this planet, and it's not to take people's shit. Sorry. Sorry. And further driving this home, I don't know what this card means because this is one of the decks that I never use, but it's card number 14 in numerology. We would reduce that to a 5. Do you know what 5 stands for in numerology? Exploration, freedom, curiosity. Setting yourself apart from people, places, and things that do not appreciate you, that do not want the best for you. So this is the goddess of all waters, lakes, seas, and sailors, as well as the goddess of beauty and fertility. She reminds us of how development and progress can only be possible if we view life as a benevolent river, a moving event, and not as something static. Do not fight against the flow you are in. A river cannot be tamed with force. You must surrender to its currents and use this strength as if it was your own. And this is in reverse. And so what I feel like this means is no more going with the flow. Because this is in reverse. So not doing what you always did. Because doing what you always did is going to get you the same results that you do not want. Keeping with the status quo, doing all of those things is not in divine alignment. So it's an end for that. Well, hello. And this is our reward. This is our actual reward for being true to ourselves, being the Queen of Pentacles. So getting rid of these people, places, things, and energies will actually put you in a supreme position. So that's what I have for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.